The complexities of Meghan Markle are really very confusing, some people might say. If you think about it, when Meghan famously suggested that she didn't want to parade her firstborn, her child, Archie, no, she couldn't possibly do the on the steps moment with the hospital, even to please the woman who'd given her so much, including what now really is her only worldwide fame, that of a royal title. She didn't feel comfortable, and she certainly wasn't going to be parading them up and down just to suit all and anybody. Of course, a few years down the line, desperation sinks in, and now Meghan's willing at any drop of a hat. And let's not forget, at that particular moment earlier this year, February time, when Harry was over in, of course, Canada for Invictus, Meghan once again decided to share a lot of pictures, a lot of footage of her children that apparently were off limits. These are the contradictory terms of Meghan Markle. But now it's really accelerating simply because she knows, and everybody knew this who works in the celebrity game, chums, that eventually you have to give more and more and more of your celebrity life, particularly if you're in the social media climate, because people want more from you. It's not enough just to say, here I am. You've got to give details about the album tracks, the making of the film, the fallouts, the friendships, all that sort of stuff. And Meghan's finding her return to social media is not as simple as she first thought, particularly when you get heartwarming images like this from Catherine, the Princess of Wales. As ever, let me explain. Morning, chums, lovely to see you. Thank you so much as ever for joining me today, and welcome one and all brand new subscribers. It's true, in the world of social media, when that first took off, I was working still as well in the record industry, and it was a relentless beast that you had to feed. The girls were going to be there, or the singer was going to be there, or the band were there, because everybody wanted more and more information. The downside to that is then people really hook into you, but there's always competition in the background. Before, in the golden days of Hollywood, it was all things like photoplay, movie star, Screen, International, that sort of stuff. That's where you found out about your favourite stars. Now, when you are a budding influencer like Meghan Markle, well, she's finding that her lame 1980s posts of her suddenly putting cream cheese and sprinkles and fruit and everything doesn't quite cut it. Her most successful ever post after the twerking video was of that of Guy the Labrador, right? Guy the dog. And that really was very successful for her, simply because we all love dogs. It's that simple. But she couldn't keep doing that because really it's about Meghan. Now, according to an excellent source, what really set Meghan and Harry off in the stratosphere, and again I have to say allegedly, is the fact that this recent outing of His Royal Highness Prince George for the remembrance service at the Royal Albert Hall alongside his mother, Her Royal Highness Catherine, the Princess of Wales. And it truly was heartwarming. I mean, we all like to see them out and about anyway, but I just love those interaction shots of clearly he's trying his best to be on his best behaviour, doesn't want to let his mum down. She's letting him know he's done a terrific job. That's the heartwarming piece, isn't it? It's a little like this picture, of course, with his father, the Prince of Wales, Prince William, at the football together. You can't fake that connection. It's there and people love it, and that's what makes people like and invest inside social media for the royals. Now, Meghan Markle has hit upon a very clever idea in order to twist her mind, or should I say the mind of her husband, around, because as you know, both he and her have been incredibly vocal. And the bottom line is they're vocal because they went on CBS and said, social media, it's poison, it's toxic. And Harry himself recently sat down with a podcaster, basically highlighting the fact that children really shouldn't be that close to social media. Meanwhile, back at home in Montecito, his wife is taking pictures and once again posting these pictures of the back of his children's head on social media. Harry's just as bad. I mean, the trip out to Disney, which of course saw the children with no friends in a closed-off park, was there simply because they wanted a free gift, a free complimentary stint at Disney. And for that, then, they posted pictures on social media, but blocking out the children's faces. And what the company got, including Bob Iger, was Harry and Meghan talking on camera about the favourite rides, and just basically topping in for good measure as well, his late mother, Princess Diana. That's how much they need the cash. That's how much Meghan loves the fame-hungry side to this. But here's where this really gets now very interesting, because Meghan realises, or indeed her team or people around her, that you can't keep the children away forever. Now, we know very little about basically Archie and Lilibet, as she's called, right? Simply because Meghan slipped up on a couple of occasions, basically saying, well, you know, Harry or she or someone reads them a story every night, right? And then, of course, she quickly backtracked and tried to make out that, well, no, it was her. And then she's like to share these bon mots about the, the school run and all of that sort of stuff. But meanwhile, seemingly the children are never mentioned, never thought of, when, for instance, Meghan at the drop of a hat goes halfway around the world to Paris to try and inject some publicity on apparently a former friend, a fashionista, who apparently she just wanted to support. Then she pops up at any award that will give her an award, turning up alongside Prince Harry. I'm not saying they shouldn't have date nights or going out or whatever they want to call it, but it's contradictory. You know, you're either playing this sort of mom or you're actually turning into Mommy Dearest by Joan Crawford. But Meghan always has a plan. And the idea now, you see, is this, because as I told you recently, Prince Harry knows that his biggest, in his mind at least, competition in the future is none other than Prince George. He knows exactly that once the prince becomes of a certain age, 16, 17, well, he becomes sort of teenage dream stuff, doesn't he? He's going to be a handsome boy, and clearly a little bit like his elder brother, Prince William, and himself. They were the things of fans, you know, the sort of teen fan base. Harry realises that's going to be even harder. He's already made fun of his diminishing dome, and so consequently he's wondering exactly what the future holds. Meghan has seized upon this opportunity, you see. And the highlighted is this now, that when they talk about them in the future, and this is from an excellent source who currently still works out there, Meghan and Harry are going to start to refer to their titles, Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet. They want the world to know that these people, their children, are in the royal line of succession. Now you might think, well, why? Well, it's now the only thing left, really, isn't it? When you think, what else have they got to sell? Netflix are done with her. Prince Harry's clinging on to the nails of certain charitable events and consequently trying his very best to find a purpose in life. Moving forward, though, the other side of it is as well that Meghan now thinks it's time, as Archie's getting a little bit older, to maybe reveal a little bit more. This hasn't gone down incredibly well with Harry. And remember, he built an early career when he left the royal family, saying how much his early existence with the photographers all around him triggered so many things, and he only had to see a lighting flashbulb, all of that. That was a problem, right? So once again, going back on that, and again, I have to say allegedly, but Meghan is very adept at twisting the story to suit herself. You see, she realises that the one thing in her mind that people are absolutely still interested in are her children. We've only heard Archie speak on a number of occasions. We've only seen the back of her head. And last month, if you remember, inexplicably, by mistake, she managed to leave in a couple of frames of both children's faces. Meghan edited this herself. She would have gone through this with a ruthlessness that nobody else would have done. You can't blame somebody else. You edited it. Many suggest this was the very first foray into saying, here you are, he's a sneak peek. However, Harry wasn't too happy about that. But as these things accelerate, and as we know, Harry's got ongoing court cases, Meghan's desperately looking for the next thing to pitch her wrath to, whether it be, of course, a return to acting, or indeed simply trying to find a way of, well, keeping in the spotlight. The bottom line is the children now seem the only hope. And as Meghan Markle pointed out to a former staff member, everybody's fascinated by my children. And once they do, come out into the world, well, there will be no stopping them. And the staff member believed it to be that they were simply going to wipe off the other royal children, the likes of course, George, Charlotte and Prince Louis. Now, I don't see that happening at all, but that's the delusionment, some people might say, that Meghan Markle now believes. The world is simply waiting for the big reveal, and Meghan is pushing harder than ever to make sure that Harry finally and eventually will get on board. And as he famously said many years ago, what Meghan wants, Meghan gets. And that's always seemingly the case. It's a developing story. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.